So big upset alert. Florida State just beat Virginia, and Florida State never led the game. So that's all I need to say for you to know that something happened to Virginia because that Virginia team was horrible last season. I think they got like 3, 4 wins. We're gonna be at that game next week, Louisville versus Virginia. That will be a fun game. We'll definitely be posting a video on that. But awesome for Virginia. I mean, they're a basketball school, you could say, but they've been just had a rough go at it for the past couple years in both sports. And for Virginia fans, that is awesome. But Florida State never won, or never won. They obviously didn't win. But Florida State never had a lead, and that's gonna lose you the game, obviously. And they made it close. They were tied, and they did go to overtime, but you got to catch the ball. And if you watch the game, you know what I mean. Florida State's one of their wide receivers kept bobbling the ball for like nine feet, and he dropped it. It was counted as a drop. I mean, he caught it, but it was not in the end zone. And Tommy Castellanos had 250 yards on 32. He went 18 for 32, so just over 50%. 250 yards, a touchdown, but 2 interceptions. Did have 80 yards on the ground on 14 carries and a touchdown. Deuce Robinson did have. He's the guy who had the drop. He had 9 receptions, 150 yards, and a touchdown. So a big game, but had that big drop that overall was the factor that had them lose in OT. And something that you could say is you could have no mistakes throughout the game, which he did not have big ones. You could be having a great game. You're still in the driver's seat. You're still making this a close game, but just one mistake can change the entire outcome. And yes, there's plays that led to them losing, but that's a big play, and that's a big reason why they lost, because that would have been a touchdown. That would have gave them a lot of momentum. Virginia, Chandler Morris. Virginia did not play at the top of their level. They didn't, but they got it done. Their QB had 3 interceptions, 26 for 35, so he did not miss a lot. But only 230 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he had 3 picks. That is not good. He had more picks than Tommy Castellanos, but they found a way to get it done, and if you can do that, you're going to be successful. And they're ranked now, and great for that. Great for them. 9 players caught a pass on Virginia. That's another stat that told the story. There's no set WR1, and they spread the ball around a lot, and Virginia got the dub. Florida State, I need to see more from them because they did beat an Alabama team, but my head hurts thinking about how Florida State lost to Virginia and Florida State beat Alabama. I don't know what to think, but Quinn, you're up.
Yeah, so this game is weird because usually if you have an upset like this, something major happened, the other team just didn't play well, and that didn't happen. Florida State, I think, played a good game. I know Castellanos had those 2 picks, but ultimately they played a good game. Deuce Robinson stepped up. I know he had that drop, but he was good. There's nothing you can really point to. The stat that I put is that their offense never played with a lead the entire game, and that's just not what this Gus Malzahn offense is supposed to do. They want to get out to a lead early and just keep piling on the points. That's what they did against Alabama. That's what they did against all their other cupcakes. And this didn't happen, and Virginia, they also had their bad moments. Morris threw 3 picks, but ultimately, Virginia, they just executed in the big moments, and that's what won them the game. This reminds me a lot of the Alabama-Vanderbilt game last year because Alabama didn't play bad. Vanderbilt had mistakes, but ultimately they won. They won the game, and I just want to know if Squirrel White's okay. I don't even know if he's even alive. If you don't know, he was the guy. Castellanos threw it to him. He threw a pick in the overtime. The Virginia fans, they stormed the field almost immediately. Within 3 seconds, they were on the 5-yard line, and Squirrel White just got pummeled by every single person in the city of Charlottesville, Virginia. So hopefully he's still okay and alive. That probably sucks for him. But jokes aside, Florida State, I wouldn't freak out. You have a big one against Miami next week. I wouldn't freak out because there was no major weakness that there's nothing that I don't know how to even explain it. Just don't freak out if you're Florida State. I still think that they have a good team. Castellanos, he'll bounce back. The defense, they did allow 38, but Chandler Morris was great. The receivers were good. I just don't really know what to think of this game. It was a very weird game, but ultimately Virginia, they're a good team. And they could be a sleeper team in the ACC. Miami, they're the odds-on favorite to win the conference, but everyone's looking at that second team to be in that conference championship. Is it Georgia Tech? I don't know. Well, they should have lost to Wake Forest. They only won because of bad officiating. Louisville, they play Virginia next week. We'll see about that. Is it going to be Florida State? They're still in the mix. Maybe Duke, SMU as a wild card? I don't know. But Virginia is definitely in that tier of ACC title contenders, and it's going to be definitely interesting to see what they do moving on this season.